Welcome back to Elevate and Reflect with DC. I'm your host, Dark Cancer, and today we're diving into the transformative topic of personal development. In our last episode, if correctly, we discussed depression and self-doubt, exploring how these feelings, while overwhelming, can be managed through the wisdom found in the Bible. A simple thing. We learned from Psalms 34:18 that the Lord is nigh unto them that are broken heart, and saveth such as of a contrite spirit. We also touched the importance of reaching out for support and remembering that we were created in God's image, capable of overcoming our doubts and achieving our goals with His strength, more or less. At any rate, we're going to talk about practical steps to personal development. Today's discussion is not just about self-help cliches, okay? Even though that's what the theme of this entire podcast is. It's about embarking on a lifelong journey of growth, learning, and striving to become the best version of ourselves. Personal development encompasses assessing our skills, setting meaningful goals, and realizing our full potential. So then that brings me to our next point. Why prioritize personal development? Well, it's more than a strategy for career success. Let me go ahead and just start there. Or for personal accolades, for those who care about it. It's about enhancing our overall quality of life, boosting our self-confidence, and making impactful decisions that align with our values. By focusing on personal growth, we can build a foundation for fulfilling and empowered existences. That being said, personal development is a continuous process of self-improvement that starts with a very deep assessment of oneself. It's about recognizing our strengths and weaknesses, understanding our aspirations, and setting goals that align with our vision for a better life. This process is not confined to our early years only. It's a lifelong endeavor, okay? In exploring personal development, we encounter Abraham Maslow's concept of self-actualization. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if you will, self-actualization is the highest level of psychological development. This stage represents the culmination of all our efforts to fulfill our personal and potential, as well as realizing our deepest capabilities. Maslow suggests that true personal growth occurs when we achieve self-actualization, becoming everything we are capable of becoming. Of course, not all at once, but that's the general idea. To illustrate, think of the biblical story of David and Goliath. David, a young shepherd boy, faced a giant, not just with physical might, but with the sense of purpose, confidence in his own abilities. Granted, this is based off of his belief in God and his own abilities and what he knew he was capable of doing, but his development wasn't limited to his early experiences as a shepherd and keeping track of all the sheep and fighting off the wolves. It was a continual process of growth and faith. David's story reflects the essence of personal development, the journey from a humble beginning to the realization of one's potential through faith and perseverance. And as we all know, he ended up becoming the king of Israel. Practical skills that lead to personal development. Well, there are several vital steps in supporting your personal development, including developing a vision of where you want to be and planning how you're going to get there. But alongside these, it's also helpful to take some practical steps to change how you organize your life, as well as organizing your time. If you are considering making changes in your life, finding additional time often poses a problem. It could be that changes you are thinking of making are to ensure you have enough time to, let's just say, spend time with your family, spend on things you enjoy doing, devote more time to your work, to your education, or looking at how you spend your time in general could help you encourage to think about ways you could manage your time more effectively. Here's a tip. Learn to say no to jobs or requests that you feel are not your real responsibility or out of your range of ability, and then delegate tasks or share jobs that can be fun and will leave you with more time. Make a to-do list of tasks you need to do each and every day, and then take those tasks off as you complete them. This way it gives you a sense of urgency, but at the same time makes it doable so it doesn't just look like a god-long list of things that you'll probably never get around to. Also, with that being said, while you're going through that list and making it, give up on things you don't really want or definitely don't need. Just because it's on your mind does not mean you need it. You need to identify your high and low times of the day. Everyone has a time when they feel more or less energetic. Obviously, don't try to be doing stuff when you're least energetic. You're not going to get very far. Try to do things or more demanding tasks when you have the greatest energy, as you will do them more quickly and efficiently, thereby releasing more time to spend on the other things, especially during the times where your energy is low. Next, you could try drawing up a CV or resume. It's not only necessary for when applying for jobs, but it can also be useful for your own personal benefit. It'll help you appraise your skills that you've gained through education, training, employment, voluntary work, leisure, and your regular everyday or outside activities. Here's a quick guide to preparing your personal CV or resume, if you will. Split your document with headings and include education, training, past experiences, skills, so on and so forth as you go down. And then use dates to establish when each item on your personal resume was achieved, whatever it is. Or denote under each subtitle a skill or ability that you've gained that goes with that. And then put a timestamp next to it when you achieved it. Keep your personal CV or resume concise. The aim is to list your skills and abilities, not write an essay about them. Though, if that's the case, you can always use an external tool to help you make bullet points with it. I've heard AI is pretty good for that. Next, we're going to talk about overcoming barriers to learning a new skill. Learning a new skill will broaden the opportunities open to you, at the same time as empowering you as an individual. However, several barriers might prevent people from learning new skills, such as lack of confidence or self-esteem. Ask yourself if there is anyone who would support and help you to take the first steps towards learning that new skill. Or economic situations. Utilize free resources such as internet, libraries, and local community courses to, make it more efficient for you to learn those skills. Then there's family commitments. Enlist the help of friends or family to help give you a few free hours each week, or train you or teach you how to do certain skills that they are already capable. Or the last one, lack of time. Reorganize your time to fit into the development of the new skill or skills that you're attempting to learn. This is how you overcome these barriers and make it a lot easier. Managing personal development involves several crucial steps, okay? Creating a personal vision. Just as King Solomon wrote in Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish. Okay, having a clear vision of where we want to be helps us to stay motivated and focused on our goals. And it's about identifying our purpose and direction in life. Planning. Developing a personal development plan allows us to set realistic goals and map out the steps necessary to achieve them. This is akin to Proverbs 16:3, guidance. Commit to the Lord wherever you do, and He will establish your plans. Planning with intention and commitment can lead us toward achieving our desired outcomes. Next, embracing continuous learning. Whether through formal education, self-study, or practical experience, it's important to engage in continuous learning, as in James 1:5 stating, "If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given to him." In other words, seeking wisdom and knowledge is a vital part of personal development. Next, recording and reflecting. Keeping a journal of our progress helps us to track down our growth and reflect on our personal achievements. The practice can be compared to biblical concepts of remembering the words of the Lord, as mentioned in Psalms 77:11. Yes. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. Reflecting on journeys allows us to appreciate how far we've come and motivates us to continue growing. Reviewing and revising plans. Regularly reviewing and revising our personal development plan ensures that they remain relevant and aligned with our goals. It's a dynamic process that adapts to our evolving needs and aspirations. For those of us who wish to explore more about personal development, there are many resources that can provide further insight and guidance. That I can assure you. Anyway, as we wrap up today's episode, I know that was a lot, I'm sorry, but let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored about personal development. I've only lightly touched on it here. We'll definitely delve a little bit more into it as we move forward, but in the bit that we did cover, we delved into the significance of assessing our skills, setting meaningful goals, and striving to reach our full potential. Concepts like Maslow's self-actualization and timeless wisdom from the Bible stories basically remind us that personal development is a continuous journey and that profoundly shapes our lives in the futures that we hold out for ourselves. Remember, developing a personal vision, planning effectively, embracing continuous learning, and reflecting on our growth are all integral parts of this journey. Each step we take towards self-improvement not only enhances our lives, but also empowers us to make a meaningful impact on the world around us. Here's a closing thought for you. How does personal development play a role in your life? Or better yet, what steps have you taken or plan to take to ensure your ongoing growth and improvement? I'll let you think about that as we close out this episode. I encourage you to share your thoughts and personal experiences on this topic. Of course, it's up to you if you choose to do so or not. By joining in on our Patreon discussion board or in our YouTube comment section. Your insights and stories are incredibly valuable, and they can help us all grow and learn together. Choose to share them. I hope today's discussion has inspired you to continue your personal with renewed energy and purpose. If you've enjoyed this episode and you want to explore more topics, or you have suggestions for future episodes, please consider contacting or supporting us on Patreon. Your support and feedback are essential, and they also help keep this podcast thriving. You can find the link in the description of this podcast. Thank you for tuning in to Elevate and Reflect with DC. Keep striving to be your best, and remember that personal growth is a lifelong venture. Until next time, continue to elevate and reflect on your journey. I'm your host, Dark Cancer. Peace.